Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for honoring our invitation and being with us this evening. We truly appreciate it, and we appreciate you. I'd like to quickly introduce myself. My name is Wengela Bebe. I'm from Ethiopia. I am married to a handsome Zambian man, and together we have a beautiful daughter. I've been working alongside Christian Vision since 2018, back in Addis Ababa, and since November last year, I've been serving as the country manager for this office, Christian Vision Zambia. Today, I would like to begin with an apology for not having arranged for this meeting sooner. Over the past couple of years, Radio Christian Voice, now branded as RCV, has been undergoing several changes to better align itself with its renewed vision and mission and refined core values. We hope that this change will eventually be felt across our listenership and community, but it must and has begun internally. We are doing this by investing in our growth, challenging ourselves to have more depth in the Word of God, so that our content will be an organic overflow, an extension of what God is doing in us at a personal and organizational level. Our focus on these internal changes have been the reason we did not communicate these updates with you, our church community, in a more timely fashion. However, we do trust that you would make provision for understanding the meticulous process we are undertaking. This brings us to the purpose for this event, to provide an opportunity for you to hear and comprehend a few of our changes. At this time, we ask that you bear with us and stand with us as we navigate this exciting yet challenging season of change. You might have noticed RCV's new logo, visual identity, and even the mission and vision statements. This rebrand was necessary for one main functional reason. That's because all of these important elements of RCV's brand were the same as our parent organization's Christian Vision, popularly known as CV. So Christian Vision, or CV, is a global ministry headquartered in the UK, operating in 34 countries across the world. That logo that is popularly associated with Radio Christian Voice, the green plant or the shoot, that was Christian Vision's logo, and it still is. And as a CV Zambia office, we have this logo featured across our offices here as well. You might have noticed the sign as you drove in, CV, home of RCV. So CV is the umbrella ministry organization with various projects and activities under it. Radio Christian Voice is one of these. So there's a need to differentiate the two visually. This is why Radio Christian Voice now has its own visual identity. So as part of the rebranding, Radio Christian Voice also received a new vision and mission statement. This was for the same reason mentioned above. Our previous mission and vision statements were CV Globals, and they still are. CV's vision statement is Touch a Billion, and its mission statement is introducing people to Jesus and encouraging them to become his true followers. These statements are familiar to any loyal RCV listener. However, there is a need to develop a distinct yet aligned vision and mission for Radio Christian Voice that could inform its strategy and decision making. Something tailored to its reach and objectives. For instance, Touch a Billion isn't a practical and realistic vision statement for RCV, as our audience is Zambia with a population of 20 million. So we can do much to contribute to this overall vision, but our local application would be distinct. So before we dive further into the changes regarding RCV, I'd like to share with you a little more about Christian Vision, or CV. So CV was founded by Robert Edmiston in 1988. As most of you might know, he's a wealthy businessman in the UK with a big heart for evangelism. CV is led by a board of directors and trustees that set the direction for the organization at a global level. Then this direction is lived out and implemented by a country team in a local setting. Back in the day, CV owned and operated several radio stations across the world through which it shared the gospel. But as the world became more and more connected digitally, CV shifted its strategy from radio to capitalize on digital evangelism. Today, CV is a ministry that fully harnesses the opportunities that the global world presents us to share the gospel and disciple believers online. CV Global operates across 34 countries worldwide through various projects aimed at achieving 3 core objectives. So the first objective is to introduce people to Jesus. The second objective is to equip and mobilize Christians to evangelize. And the third objective is to generously resource churches with CV's content and knowledge to achieve lasting and exponential growth. So these objectives are lived out through various global and local projects, such as CV Resources, where we give away all of the high-quality content we create globally for free for ministry partners to use. CV Outreach is where we connect online seekers to a local church near them. CV Training is where we offer free training on various topics, from how to use your smartphones to create compelling videos for your ministry to how to manage large-scale mission projects. National Pioneers Initiatives, or NPI, is a project where CV supports missionaries who go physically to spread the gospel in unreached areas such as Madagascar, Somalia, and the Middle East. Yes, He is another platform that inspires and equips young believers to share their faith with others. So Radio Christian Voice is another project through which CV accomplishes these objectives. Now, zooming in a bit more on RCV, our vision as RCV is to see every Christian in Zambia living out their faith daily and sharing it boldly. This vision specifies our target audience and what we would love to see flourish as a result of our work. We want to see Christians truly living out their faith every day, submitting every area of their lives to the Lordship of Christ. We want to see Christians lead lifestyles that glorify God and who actively spread the good news of the gospel. Having considered our vision, our mission as RCV is to empower and equip believers for the Great Commission by delivering godly and relevant content that speaks to each member of the family. This means that our content will be geared towards strengthening Christians in their knowledge of the Word of God. It will be training and discipleship content that will challenge them to be ministers of the Word of God to their friends, their colleagues, and family members. We are so excited for this assignment that God has entrusted us with, yet we recognize that this marks a new season in our operations, a renewed mandate, and new wine requires new wineskins. I'll briefly share with you some of these changes that we're undergoing. First, we believe that for change to be sustainable and impactful, it needs to be organic. That is why we have started with changes internally. We are intentionally building a work culture that puts truth first. We're holding each other accountable to live lives with integrity and a manner that reflects the character of Jesus. We are investing in ourselves by going deeper into the Word of God so that our ministry simply becomes an overflow of this. We are intentionally focused on developing a work environment that is healthy, spirit-filled, and marked by genuine loving relationships. Since good ministry, can only flow from good relationships. Second, we are critically looking at our content offerings, from our shows on radio to the content we release digitally. We have conducted a content audit and have begun strategizing on how we can better align our shows to accomplish our vision and mission. We are challenging ourselves and our contributors to create content that offers strong biblical depth and spurs spiritual growth in our listeners. Over the coming several weeks and months, we will be rolling out various changes that will reflect justice. So I'll emphasize on the answer to this question. Is RCV changing? Yes. Has it changed already? Not really. We have started to, bit by bit, but we are still in the process of change with some way to go. Is it a change for the better? Absolutely. We are evolving to become an even stronger force to stand for the truth of the Word of God in a culture that continues to celebrate deception. So what can you expect from RCV's content moving forward? A renewed focus on training, discipleship, biblical literacy, and apologetics. We are all about equipping believers for the Great Commission so each of them become ambassadors for Christ in their communities. We will also be doing more to harness the opportunities the digital world and social media presents us with to reach a bigger harvest. Furthermore, beyond RCV, expect other projects that we'll be pursuing as a CV Zambia office. Projects such as Yes He Is, The Color of Light, and more. We will be doing all of these hand in hand with you, our church community. The church community is who we work alongside and which we exist to serve. So we welcome your advice and your counsel. We ask for your continued partnership. Personally, I also look forward to connecting more and getting to know each of you. This season of change is not easy, so I kindly ask that you keep us in your prayers for God to give us wisdom on how to navigate this time, to give us fresh ideas so we can better serve Him, and to be good and faithful stewards of the resources He has given us. As I conclude, I would like to say thank you again so much for coming. We appreciate and value each of you. I pray that we will connect like this more often for kingdom work for the glory of God.